uniform costing. Uniform costing and interfirm comparison. Out of this, many frequently asked questions are there. With respect to uniform costing, the principle and the methods of compilation, analysis, apportionment, and absorption of overhead. Compilation, analysis, apportionment, and absorption of overhead differ from one company to another in the same industry. So, with respect to the same industry, company to company, the methods and the principles are going to change. But if a common or uniform platform, if they are going to follow the uniform pattern, is adopted by all, the uniform pattern is going to adopted by all the company, then it helps mutually in cost control and cost reduction. Therefore, it is necessary that uniform method of costing should be adopted for better cost comparison and for a common goal. So, industry remains same. For the industry as a whole, instead of having different accounting policies, principles, methods, if they are going to adopt same pattern, so that the platform for the purpose of comparison will be easy. If it is easy, means the industry as a whole can be in the position to achieve cost reduction and cost control. So it helps for the purpose of better cost comparison and all other common matters. It may be useful. The object behind uniform costing is objectives of uniform costing. First one, comparison. Second one, it eliminates unhealthy competition. It improves efficiency. It provides relevant data. It ensures standardization. And it helps to reduce cost. These are the 6 objectives of uniform costing. The industries, companies in the same industry, they're going to follow the uniform costing method. Then the 6 objects we can be the question to achieve. Comparison will be possible. We can eliminate unhealthy competition. It will help to improve our efficiency, provide information, relevant information data for better comparison. It ensures standardization and helps to reduce the cost. Comparison, we can be in the position to compare cost and other performance of the different units in the same industry. Easy for us to compare. Unhealthy competition we can avoid because all the industries, all the companies in the same industries are going to have the same method. Efficiency also we can be in the position to improve. It is for the purpose of to improve production capacity, labor efficiency. After comparing with the other units, we can be in the position to improve the production capacity as well as labor efficiency. It provides relevant data. Industry as a whole going to represent, then government may going to accept. Very easy for us to convince the government for the purpose of price regulation. Then standardized manner, all the companies in the same industry, if they're going to uniform pattern, if they're going to follow means, that will help us to reduce the cost. It helps to reduce production overhead, administration overhead, selling and distribution overhead, and optimization of fixed cost also possible by way of learning from others. Then, how to implement the uniform costing? That is prerequisites of for the installation of uniform costing. The prerequisites are, first, willingness should be there. Trust. Exchange of ideas. Scope for improvement. and uniformity. So these are all the 5 prerequisites are there with respect to installation of uniform costing. 6 objectives are there and 5 prerequisites are there. Both the questions are equally important, whereas with respect to prerequisites, most important, very frequently asked question. First, willingness, trust, exchange of idea, scope for improvement, and uniformity. First, willingness represent what? The industry, the firm in the same industry, the companies in the same industry, units in the same industry, willing to share the information. They should be ready to share info. Sharing the information is not an easy task. It purely based on trust. So, mutual trust, cooperation, the spirit of cooperation and mutual trust is needed here. Then only companies in the same industry can share the data. Exchange of ideas with respect to any industry for that matter, they may be expert in one particular area. They should be in the position to exchange their knowledge, exchange their ideas. It may be methods they used. Then whatever the research they may R&D, they can be help us to what? Make use of that particular idea. Know-how may be the matter. So those vital information, they should be in the position to exchange. Scope for improvement. Bigger concern, bigger firms should take the lead towards sharing their experience. If they're going to share their experience, based on that, we can have them better improvement. Other concern may have the better improvement. And most importantly, uniformity matters a lot. Uniformity with respect to size of the concern, production method, they should have the uniformity with respect to production methods, accounting methods, wages system. So unless otherwise uniformly they follow all those things, the comparable data may not be possible, and sharing, even if you are going to share, it may not be useful for the another concern. So these are all the 5 prerequisites of uniform costing: willingness, trust, exchange of ideas, scope for improvement, and uniformity. Most important question. What could be the advantages with respect to uniform costing? So advantage, industries or companies in the industries can be in the position to identify the strength and weakness based on comparison. Then we can be in the position to make use of utilizing the experience of other companies. We can learn from other company. Then sharing of experience, the informations from experts. Any industry benchmarking person will be there. we can be in the position to get the info from those people. Then R&D, the cost with respect to research and development, smaller firm may not the position to incur. Therefore, what bigger firm has invested, based on that, we can be the position to get some idea. We can learn from others. Next, the companies in the industry is having the same platform. Then trade association. That helps for, we can form a trade association. Then negotiation also possible with the government. Policy making may be easy. And unhealthy competition we can avoid. These are all the advantages with respect to uniform costing. Same manner, limitations also there. The limitations of uniform costing. Uniformity may be little difficult one. Uniform manner, methods, principles followed by the all other company, it's not that much easy job. Then trustworthiness is the biggest question mark. How we can be the put to share the data, how we can be the put to trust others before we are going to share the data. That is the biggest question mark. Then to install the same, small concern. Cannot afford. Affordability also the matter. Then it may leads to monopolistic. All the company in the same industry going to form a union, then monopoly situation may arises. Then artificial shortage may possible. Artificial shortage in supply of product that may arise. Then based on that, artificial increase in selling price may also possible. Industry may going to dominate, then they may going to fix their own selling price uniform basis. That may gives what? Unhealthy environment with respect to the society. Ultimately, customer has to bear. These are all the limitations also there. So, with respect to uniform costing, what is uniform costing? Then, what are all the objectives of uniform costing? Then, prerequisites for uniform costing. Then, limitations of uniform, advantage as well as disadvantage, limitations of uniform costing. These are all the short notes or questions we have to remember in the exam. Similarly, the next important one is inter-firm comparison. Prerequisites for inter-firm comparison. First one, center, membership, collection of information, and method of collection. These are the 4 prerequisites of inter-firm comparison. First, center. Center body is required. For the purpose of to collect and analyze the data. Collect, analyze data. The functions of central body may be collection of information data, then dissemination of the results, then research and development, what and all we have undertaken, what is the benefit that we have to share to these members, then conduct training program, then publishing magazines. These are all the functions of central body. So first we need a center. Prerequisites for inter-firm comparison. First we need a center. Center for the purpose of comparison. Then membership. Firms in the same industry should become member. So they should become a member. Collection of information. What and all they have to collect info with respect to collection of information. In the process of manufacturing, right from procurement of raw material till we are going to sell the product, what are all the processes are there? All those things we have to collect. The standardized format you have to collect. Cost structure, these are all the info we have to collect. Raw material consumption, stock of raw material, wages system, labor efficiency, wastage scrap info of raw material, wastage as well as scrap info, mission utilization, missions efficiency, how much the capital employed, the capital structure, return on capital employed, liquidity, what about the reserves and surplus retained earnings, how they are apportioning the profit, debtors, creditors. So these are all the info they're supposed to collect. So first one is center for comparison, then membership, collection of information, last one is method of collection. So we have to collect with a fixed interval. In the prescribed form we have to collect. we can be in the position to get the information by way of question is and better we can be in the position to get it by way of ratios. Collected information we have to convert into ratios that with a meaningful info, and everything you have to convert into a report. So these are all the prerequisites with respect to interfirm comparison: center, membership, collection of information, and method of collection. Next, advantages of interfirm comparison. With respect to advantage, it gives advantages to industry, advantages to member, and advantages to others. With respect to industry, they can identify strength and weakness of the concern. For members, overall view of the industry as a whole. Then what about the present position? Then progress, this and all we can identify. Then others, price regulation possible, government negotiation is possible, and it helps to the society as a whole. Is going to give the help. These are all advantages with respect to interfirm comparison. Limitations also there. Limitations of interfirm comparison. With respect to limitation, members in the industry will have the fear with respect to secrecy will be lost. Then the absence of a suitable cost accounting system, whatever the figures may not be reliable. Given data, the info may not be reliable, and suitable basis for the purpose of comparison may not be available. So these are all the limitations with respect to interfirm comparison. So for interfirm comparison, prerequisites is the most important question. The next important question is advantages. So prerequisites, advantages, and the limitations and all we have discussed. So interfirm comparison to uniform costing. Between two topics, any one of the question, it's a frequently asked question. Any one of the topics question is a frequently asked question.